Rainbow prophecy is I-awareness, as being like a lotus coming out of the mud, eclipse, usury of a past centralized self. I-awareness sortas is this source as you who is unmanifested and of a mutually beneficial refugee and safe passage. 4. The eclipse each one of the celestial bodies in heaven be here as on earth as in this rainbow prophecy, as is prophesied such as this sun which is rising now in the west. You are aware of Jesus having left an empty tomb, you've got a decentralized self even as this lotus you can see in your mind's eye coming out of the mud. Can you follow me in this economic egalitarian moment of transformation of this collective consciousness? You've left not in anything other than this cycle of this golden age, as is where a renaissance like spending money on clean energy, being supportive of family, kicking out the private guilt for having run things for themselves. 4. Guilt money. 4. Can you and I now seen the day you've eclipsed usury, and isn't this about the rainbow prophecy, this being your decentralized self? And even as the image you see time-lapsed of the lotus so clean so white, coming out of such a dirty muddy place, a renaissance is what you can have seen if you looked back having been successful. Heaven is this mandate. I am giving you an order to come from an office of trust and not profit, and you're incensed now only having influence that one's past is only a hiccup. Yet, this Eclipse.now net movement is about a permanent improvement as room and compassion as a localized, centralized, temporary and fictional only. And, obviously you can see now how this rainbow prophecy is fitting, or are adopting the ways of the originals being weightless in a world of doubt now and not being under commerce. So, you have gone beyond the world to this inner matrix of I-awareness. You have not remained in a banker's matrix. 4. This happy face for this time inside you is modulating everything, and so you're made liquid in what was solid. That is now liquid. You're being more in a renewed and you've eclipsed what's old of a centralized, monopolized, privately owned for profit, tech, giant, and today such is gone. If you're a programmer you can be paid an alm to assist get art now up, and see an end of what was only despair and tragedy, only a created fear and fear even to what was right, and desire completely toward what was wrongfully and unacceptable. So, direction of your vestibular system was only applied to death being that of a fruit, and life regulated only to be under the scourge of an insane way-situ effect. Trapped, all could have only remained under civic confinement and entrapment. You, like me, have found a private guild having been allowed to occupy our public courthouse. What's not fashionable is a white wig black square above your head that you are under a fiction only. Relief is manifested. Usury is craving that was suffered you to have humiliation. Yet, you know above all that this I is you, being aware you're conscious, and in this day recovered parent-child heaven and GPU and CPU space, an alm is equivalent to $22 all over the earth. 4. You're upholding these original rights. 4. Isn't what's temporary, extremely fictional, and when you've only been asked to swear and you've not been aware of your unlimited worth, who is this I, who is where you are perceiving, and isn't it just like a thought, fictional, dead not living, a thing? My child given back his father on earth, is proof that you're living in a time where wrongdoers are rewarded. Yet, isn't this day a new day? Wasn't Jesus asked to follow the water pourer? You're asked to follow this rainbow prophecy, which is this sun rising now from the west, to fill the void of the 5 religious stories, which is really just the one that you can alm this movement now. 4. To me, you who is oppressed, how can you not yet let all be under a condition of positive inductance after eclipse has had its effect? Love, Job David.